Hi, and welcome to the world according to Larry. Today's video is about the HK USP 3. This is an H&K or HK USP 40. I don't know of a movie that is featured in HK USP yet. And when I say featured, I mean like in Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson and Danny Glover compared guns, or the classic, this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun. I know it has been a supporting role in many movies, but nothing that stands out. If you know a movie, please leave it in the comments below, because I would love to watch that movie. This is the bug-out gun. This is the home defense gun. This is the everything gun. Obviously, by the jewelry she wears, you can tell she doesn't go into holes. Not this one. But she has a job to do. HK makes extremely high-end equipment, and this is no exception. USP stands for Universal Self-Loading Pistol. What does that mean? Does the magazine load itself? That would be helpful. It functions like any other semi-automatic pistol. In that perspective, even a revolver is a self-loading pistol, because each time you pull the trigger, a new cartridge is presented to the firearm. I could say USP stands for Ultimate Self-Protection, because that's how I see this. So let's have a look at this gun. This gun is a polymer or plastic frame gun. The slide is made of steel. This one in particular has whole wraparound grip, which I installed, and that was a bear to get on. It has a double stack magazine of 13. It has frame mounted left side safety, which is also a decocker. It has an external hammer and a slide release right here. External hammer is something I love. There is enough room in the trigger guard to be wearing mittens and still be able to shoot this. Not really, but look at it, it's huge. It has grooves on the underside of the frame which accept a laser, a light, or combo thereof. The grooves are not Picatinny, and there are complaints that this results in having to buy HK accessories. I'm sorry, but now I have an HK pistol with an HK accessory on it. The HK laser on my HK pistol. This is like looking at a Ferrari and being concerned about the MPG. Why would I prefer that the USP stands for Ultimate Self-Protection? I love a gun that has an external hammer and a thumb safety. Then, with the mag release on both sides, I can drop the magazine with my middle finger of my right hand without having to shift my grip. And then the key thing is that this gun slam racks. When you drive a new magazine in that's loaded, the slide automatically is released. I've looked around and there are mixed information about whether or not this was intentional or not, or whether or not this is a safety concern or not. But if I was in a situation where I ran out of ammo and needed to change a magazine real fast, I don't think it would be a safety concern that the slide automatically released. In fact, I would find it as a real plus. Let's get some measurements. Here we go. I'm going to give measurements without the laser. The length is 7 5/8. height is 5 3/8. With these wraparound grips, we're going to measure there. And the width is 1 34/64 of an inch, or roughly a little more than 1.5. Double action trigger pull. Double action trigger pull. Double action trigger pull. Double action trigger pull. Average 7.37 pounds. About the weight of a gallon of milk. Let's do single action. Single action trigger pull. Single action trigger pull. Single action trigger pull. Single action trigger pull. £2, 16 ounces, which is 3 pounds. Let's measure double action trigger travel. That is 1/2 inch. That is not a lot of trigger travel. Let's do first a single action. So we start at 1, 1/8, 2/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. Now let's measure trigger reset. One-eighth, 2/8, 2/8. So, what does it weigh empty? £1, 13 3/4 ounces. And this is fully loaded. 2 pounds, 5 3/8 ounces. Measurements. The gun comes apart fairly easily. As always, you remove the magazine, pull the slide back about a centimeter, and push this button in. If you had a round nose bullet, that helps. And then you're gonna want to pull the slide release out, and the slide comes forward. The barrel comes out really easy, and there are 2 recoil springs. One is captive, one is not, to make shooting the exuberant 40 a lot more sustainable. Put it back together again, put the barrel in, make sure it locks up. The recoil guide rod has a round, it's rounded on both sides, and then there's notched. The notched you want to engage with the barrel, the rounded part you want to have facing up as you put this together. There's not a solid place to put the spring, it's just flat. Like in the Beretta, it's a hole that holds the spring. This is not so much. And the slide is a little, the spring is a little exuberant, and trying to get the recoil guide rod in there can be a be a little challenging at times. But there you have it. Now I'll put it back together. You're going to engage the tabs on the frame, the very, very light frame, into the rather heavy slide. And when you get to about the hammer, you're going to put the magazine loops back in. You're going to put back that centimeter. And there you have it. So put back together. What we're going to do is we're going to test spin this HK USP using federal ammunition, 180 grain full metal jacket. These are aluminum shells. Remember, this gun slam racks. Watch. See that? I fucking love that. I love that. Without adjusting my grip, this would be the gun. If I had to carry a service gun, it would be this one. Slam rack. Now we're going to fire some 155 grain jacketed hollow points that were $12.99 in May of 2004. And these produced quite the fireball.
the HK USP, but all things considered, I'm happy with the performance of the gun.
Yeah. So we took it out for a spin. I really like this gun. It is really fun to shoot. Like I said earlier, it is the go-to gun. The laser, the flashlight, the slam racking, the magazine release on both sides, the external hammer. This gun is my favorite go-to gun.
You've been experiencing the world according to Larry, and I'm Larry, and this is my world. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate any comments, and I would really appreciate if you do subscribe. Until next time, I'm in my world.